Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just a time for an update here on NEO. A lot of these are dropping. Got some information coming out. If you don't know why they're dropping, I was questioning it after I got an alert on my phone just to see what was going on with these. But you can see what it's done here over the last year. Had the nice run up there back in June to 53.20, but as a whole, it's down over 67%. Over the last year. The last 3 months down over, we'll just call it 54%, down over 40%. Here in the last month and the last week, it's down 17.5%. And here's a look at today. So, I don't know, could provide a buying opportunity if you're thinking about getting into these. Again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice, just stating my opinion. But this is NEO. Ticker can't get any easier is also NEO. And as you can see, my so I might have to buy some just to lower that while it's at these low prices. I've been watching it, and I didn't think it would go this low. But this is basically a EV, a Chinese stock, founded in 2014. Volume of 64.7 million and an average of 74.06 with a 29, almost $30 billion market cap. And that's probably got slaughtered here, almost in thirds as of lately. 52-week low of 13.82 and a 52-week high of 55.13. And here's a look at their ratings, currently at 89%, so I wonder if that will change in the next day or two since the price is down, but something to keep in mind and watch. Here's a look at their next earnings on March 24th, coming up in the after hours. Here you can see where I bought mine, so you can see it's come down to a third of that in a little bit less than 2 years, so... But over here on Microsoft Bing, currently showing it as a buy, currently at $14.96. There's a look at some of their cars. I've done a couple NEO videos, so I'll link those in the description as well. Is NEO a stock new investors should consider now? If I didn't have any of NEO, I would definitely consider buying some, but since I already have some and a real loser of a cost basis, I'm also considering buying some, but I'm going to watch it and see if it goes any lower, and maybe you'll be able to decide by the end of the video, and you can leave your comments at that point. So NEO shares rose in value on Thursday, 3/10 of 22, with the stock price down 11.9%. To the previous close, strong demand from buyers drove the stock to $17.77. Actively observing the price movement, and the last trading, the stock closed the session at $20.17, falling within a range of $17.22 and $19.10. The value of the beta was 2.47, referring to a stock's 52-week performance. Its high was 55.13, and low was 17.58 on the whole. NEO has fluctuated 28.03% over the past month. With the market capitalization of NEO currently standing at $30.16 billion, investors are eagerly awaiting the quarter's results, scheduled for April 27th through the May 2nd. As a result, investors might want to see an improvement in the stock's price before the company announces its earnings report. Analysts are projecting the company earnings per share at minus 2 cents, which is expected to increase to 16 cents minus, or actually that's 20, instead of 2 cents, for fiscal year of minus 77 cents, then about minus 23% by fiscal year 2022. So this one might see some volatility throughout the next couple months to a year. It's just going to have to wait and see on this one. So analysts have estimated the company at revenue for the quarter of $1.55 billion, with a low estimate of $1.52 billion and a high estimate of $1.58 billion. According to the average forecast, sales growth in the current quarter could jump up 50.70%. compared to the corresponding quarter of last year. Wall Street analysts also predicted that 2022, the company's year-over-year revenues would reach $5.64 billion, representing an increase of 120.80%. Revisions could be a useful indicator to get insight on the short-term price movement. So for the company, there would be no upward and no downward review in the last 7 days. We see that NIO's technical picture suggests that short-term indicators denote the stock as 100% sell on average. However, medium-term indicators have put the stock in the category of 100% sell. So, NIO's not looking too good. Between the stock price, the ratings, stock's technical analysis shows the PEG ratio is about 0, with the price NIO currently trading nearly minus 20.01 and minus 29.97 away from the simple moving averages for 20 and 50 days respectively. Based on the price targets, the low is 965.45% off of the current price, whereas the price has to move 3,029.43 to reach the yearly target. Wow. High. Wow. I don't know. Might, like I said, might present a buying opportunity. You're just going to have to decide that on your own. I'm going to be watching this one, so I remember this being a $2 or $3 stock and then ran up to the 30, 40, 50s, and now it's back down to the teens. Kind of like Tesla was back really volatile back in the day, so we'll just have to wait and see on this one. And here's some more information. You can stop and pause there. Moving on, NIO stake lifted by IFP advisors, so maybe they'll see some buying of this one at these low levels, but maybe people will stay away from it altogether. So they raised their holdings and shares of NIO by 27% in the fourth quarter, according to its most recent 13F filing with the SEC. The institutional investor owned 7,995 shares of the company's stock after buying an additional 1,699 shares during the period. If you're anal like me, you wonder why they just don't round it to 8,000 and why that's not 17, but whatever. So currently worth 255 at its most recent SEC filing. A number of other large investors have also modified their holdings of NIO. Your advocates bought a new stake in NIO during the third quarter with approximately $25,000. So, and we'll see if any other institutions are purchasing more shares of NIO with these low prices. That's what will be interesting. So, Alibaba and Tesla rivals NIO Xpeng plunge in Hong Kong today amid worries over the 19 restrictions in China. And I'm so over this. I think a lot of other people. Shares of U.S.-listed Chinese tech companies tumbled in Hong Kong on Monday and dragged the benchmark Hang Seng Index sharply lower for the second straight day amid worries about the growing outbreak in China. So I noticed Xpeng, I'll probably be looking into that one. Li Auto is down, but looks like all the Chinese ones are down. The only ones of these that I have is Xpeng, Li Auto, and I have some JD I'd like to dump, and NIO, so that's going to hurt my JD cost basis, which was going up as well, but I'm still in the red on that one. So Hang Seng Index opened sharply lower and was down 3.8% at the time of writing. A government-imposed 19 lockdown in the southern Chinese city of Shenzhen added to worries about a regulatory risk for Chinese companies in the United States. Uncertainty about the economic impact arising from Russia-Ukraine war also stoked risk aversion. Well, it's too many things going on to hurt a lot of these big Chinese companies, but that's just the way it is. So some people just stay completely away from these stocks. So companies in news, Apple supplier Han High Precision Industry has halted production of iPhones at the site of Shenzhen due to the lockdown. DIDI has altered plans to list its shares in Hong Kong after Chinese regulators informed the ride-hailing giant that its proposals to prevent security and data leaks fall short of requirements, according to Bloomberg. Central Bank of Norway held 13.75 million shares of the electric vehicle maker NIO, worth 435.59 million at the end of December, and it reported on Friday. So not looking good for the Chinese market, and just have to wait and see how all that turns out, how investors can get the most out of their investments. So might be a time to dollar cost average into it, or just hold and completely stay away. So for readers interested in the stock health of NIO, currently valued at $16.07 when the transactions, and it's actually lower than that, were called off in the previous session. Stock hit a highs of $18.13 after selling off with a price of $18.11. Company stock value dipped to $16.07 during the trading day, and it's lower than that today, so might just be a waiting game on this one. So NIO had a pretty dodgy run when it comes to the market performance. The 1-year price of the company stock is recorded at $33.80 on 1/3 of 22, with the lowest value of $16.7 recorded on 3/11 of 2022. So just a little over 2 months, you'd have lost half of your investment. So, but if you're long-term on this one, it'll create a buying opportunity for you. So you'll just have to figure that out on your own. So why NIO stock crashed early Monday, and this is just out 45 minutes ago. Shares crashed on Monday morning, as I already pointed out, as investors are fleeing many Chinese names, including electric EV maker companies. American depository shares pared some of the initial 14% drop, but remained down 2.6% as of 10:25 Eastern Time. NIO shares are getting hit from several different angles, as we already covered. First, investors are running from many Chinese stocks right now, fearing the potential delisting from the United States exchanges. That possibility comes from the Holding Foreign Companies Accountable Act, which became law in December of 2022. It came into focus for investors last week. The SEC identified 5 U.S.-listed American depository receipts of Chinese companies that failed to comply with their regulations. So it seems like I've heard talks of this in the past, and they haven't been delisted yet. There's a lot of people that still hold these. There's probably a lot of people that are still buying these while the prices are down. So I mean, it could be wrong. They could be delisted, so it's just hard to say what's going to happen with these. But that is the risk in buying some of these Chinese stocks. So NIO listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange last week, and what many investors saw as a way for the company to plan for a potential delisting from United States exchanges. NIO hasn't said if it will apply the proper auditing procedures to avoid being targeted by the SEC, but it would have 3 years if it is identified by regulators as needing to do so. Over here on Reddit, so these will probably be some to definitely watch in the days and weeks going forward, and I'll have to try to do some research and make some more videos about these, but MSN Money currently showing it as a buy, and TipRanks currently showing it as a strong buy with a 252% upside to 52.59, high of 87 and a low of 30. But if you have NIO or any information on these, or if you're buying NIO at these prices, that'd be interesting to know as well. I honestly don't know if this is the bottom or low today of 1382, so it did hit a 52-week low already here today, so we'll see what it does going forward. It could shoot up tomorrow, who knows, so and then you might miss a buying opportunity. But if you were to buy into this one, I would just put a stop limit, and you're going to have to figure out how much you want to lose and just work that out for yourself. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.